Hello?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah! Hey! Ha! The arsonist has oddly shaped feet. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Lads to Dads. How are you, Matt?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Everything's been going a bit slow this week. Things have been, I've been a busy boy, but you think, oh, the weeks are flying by, and then you actually realise it's only like fucking Tuesday, and you've had a gutload of the week already. But I'm back in the studio with my main man, Matt Mercury, podcasting it up. So let's get right at it. First things first. Matt in the Metaverse, talk to me. What you been up to?
Right, so this week I went into the Metaverse, and you can get like little events going on.
Right, similar to like the karaoke story? Or?
Yeah, like things happening and stuff.
Yeah.
So I noticed speed dating.
Oh, right.
So I decided.
What, in the Metaverse you can actually... So you're dating their avatar?
No, because they're real people, aren't they? Just like you. It's just that they've got a... So it's a bit like, imagine it being in a chat room, I suppose, but there's your body, your real things going on, but it's not really you. It's like an avatar of you, but you're doing the movements and you're doing the facial expression stuff. So
but they don't see you, do they? They see your avatar.
Yeah, they see your avatar.
So it's like wanking off to like cartoon porn.
Well, no, it's like the opposite of Tinder. So on Tinder, people just swipe because they like the look of you rather than actually you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they just go
like the
minger.
So you put photos up from like when you're your best.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like Tinder is like the Instagram of dating.
Of the dating apps.
Yeah. Well, this is like the other way around. So you could like put whatever avatar you want. I don't know. I could be
a dragon.
I could be a dragon. I could be whoever I am.
the dragon.
Yeah, I could be like Billy Bob Thornton from Tennessee. Like,
what's made you go with that out of anything?
I don't know. I was just thinking about someone that's the opposite of me, really. I'm not Billy Bob Thornton from Tennessee, am I?
No, of course you're not.
So I not in this jumper.
No. And let me just say now, that's loud.
It's quite loud.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, but
that jumper says to me that you've dropped your daughter back off home and you can be you.
Well, actually, it's the opposite. It was my daughter's choice. We went out. I'd got her some leopard print. Got some leopard print gloves for her because she loves a bit of leopard print. What female doesn't? And then I saw it and I was like, "Ooh, that's a bit jazzy, isn't it? Too jazzy, right?" And then she was like, "No, I think you should get it. It matches my gloves and hat." So I was like,
So it took a bit of time for you to make that decision, or were you very easily persuaded? Because you do like wearing some loud garments.
Let's just say it took about 3 words for me to be convinced, and I was like, "Oh, I really should." Okay.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Already got it on.
So anyway,
did you do the right thing? And when the guy or the female, like, you paid for it, did you take it back out the bag and put it on then and there like a proper legend?
I said, "Don't bother with the bag. I'll wear it now."
I'll wear it now. But like, you've got a coat on, sir. Did you put it over the coat? Can you hold my coat?
I do that sometimes. When I go and buy new trainers, I want to wear them there and then, and this sounds so wasteful, but sometimes if I've got trainers, and they're old and tatty ones. I'll put the trainers on outside the shop in the street, and then I'll be holding these 2 like worn out trainers.
But why don't you put them in the bag?
Well, I don't think about it. So then I'm like, oh, what the fuck do I do with these?
You bin them.
I mean, what the heck do I do with these?
What the?
So then so then I end up putting them in a bin with the shoebox as well, and then for the next 20 to 25 minutes, worried that they've got me on CCTV doing it and think I'm a shoe bomber. So I'm like, why else would anyone put shoes in a bin?
Do next time?
Yeah.
See a homeless man, give it to him.
Yeah, you see, that's a good point. But then I don't want to patronise someone. They've got shoes on already. I don't want to go, do you want some shoes? Because you're so poor, you won't be able to have shoes.
Well, what you should do then, if you don't want to be a shoe bomber, and you don't want to patronise anyone, but you want to wear your shoes, just wear one of the new ones, one of the old ones.
Yeah.
And just,
that's a good idea.
Just till you get in the car, and then you can be you. Put your nice silky put your nice bloody jumper on.
Yeah, how warm is this jumper?
I don't know. I'm not in it.
You should try it. That happened with like when we moved out of our flat when I'd finally finished uni. we sort of give.
Because you're at uni, 11 years now?
Yeah, every time I get put back here. Look, you can't just come here drinking. You have to do work.
Yeah, you got put back, but not because, I just think you wanted to, because you didn't want to go home.
I enjoyed it so much. And then I was going out and
doing... So what did you get on at uni? Did you do 3 or 4 years? I did 9 years.
I was doing stand-up gigs and not getting to the classes in the morning, but also I was going out, and my tutor, I was like, I can't, I'm sorry, I am doing extra curricular activities. I'm going and doing stand-up gigs. It's
so
just
then I'm going out getting shanted.
Yeah, and then he's like, that's exactly what he said. He said, yeah, but then you're going out and getting pissed, and you can't do that.
Did you say to him, you're not my mum?
Do you know where he held our little meeting?
No.
In the SU bar, and he was drinking the pint of Guinness, and he was telling me, you need to...
That's like when you shout at your kid, tell them not to shout, but you shout at them.
Yeah. I think he's a chef.
Do you know what we've done here?
What?
And it's classic.
We've gone on a tangent.
Yeah, it's We weren't anywhere near this topic.
No, let me get back to it.
So where were we?
So anyway, it's a little bit like the opposite of Tinder. You go on each other's personalities rather than what you actually look like.
Oh, I'm Karen. I'm really bubbly.
Yeah, it's dating in the dark, right? So anyway, I met this woman. I only stayed for one. I left after one because I was like...
I had one woman, then I left.
They were all like, right, okay, guys, if you could sit in this one, you could sit in that one.
They were
all
Welsh.
Right? So, and then I was listening to these, because what it is, it's a big, imagine a big bell tent, and then there's a little wooden walkway.
Right, okay.
And then you're walking up
Yeah.
to the... this big huge bell tent, and you can see people all in there. You know, a little bit like...
No, what the hell's a bell tent?
You know, like a big...
Is it a tent with a bell in it?
No, you know, like you get them at weddings, like the big circular tents with like a roof, like a bit like you get a circus in, but white.
Right,
you know what I mean?
So you were dating birds in circuses, yeah?
Right. Have you seen the film The Beach?
Is that with Leonardo DiCaprio and what's his name? The guy who plays the Hulk?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, imagine that. There's all these people.
Oh,
in
the
there.
one with all the psycho patients and stuff like that. No, still haven't seen it.
So you're in there, and I walked up, and they're all chatting and talking, and I just sort of stood outside the tent, still on the walkway, and I thought, should I do this? Let me see what's going on over there. And then all of a sudden, the organizer who was on a stage turned and went, "Hi there, new person." So I was like. And then, then I was like, "Is he talking to me?" And I started looking around, see if anyone else was behind me. And he was like, "Please join us." So I was like, I waved like this, and then I walked in.
Hi, I'm Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. And I was like, "Please tell us where you're from," and all this sort, and started asking, and I was like, we're just gonna mingle, and then we'll just put each of us into groups, and we've got a little timer here, and please all watch this video to see how it works and all this stuff. So anyway, first woman I got matched with, she was like, "Hi, let's just call her Judy because I can't remember her name. I'm Judy from Michigan." She was from Michigan, so I was like, "Hi, I'm Matt from."
Did you say Matt Mercury?
No, I just said I'm.
Come on, mate. Come on.
I said I'm Matt. I'm from England, the UK. So she was like, "Oh, cool." And then she started chatting. She was a fruitarian, right?
Is that like a...
She only eats fruit, right?
Oh,
so I was like...
Mate, stay clear of that.
Yes, I said, aren't you I bet you're a bit backed up, aren't you?
Oi, you've been out the dating scene a while, haven't you?
I know. It's like, I bet you're a bit backed up.
I bet your ass is clogged.
Yeah. So I said, don't you get weak and tired and stuff just eating fruit? So she was like, "I've got too much energy." Right? So I was like, really?
No, can't be hacking that.
Yeah, so I went, "What do you mean you got too much energy?" She was like, "Honestly, it's like I'm bouncing off the walls. It's like it's like I'm drinking coffee or something. It's like I'm really just cannot stop. So I've had to start eating vegetables to calm myself down a bit.
You know, knock the edge off.
Yeah, exactly. She's had to have a few carrots to knock the edge off all the bananas she's eating.
Judy, pack it in, you prat.
I know. So I said, I can't imagine that. So I didn't want to say she's wrong.
No, you did.
Yeah,
you did want to tell her she's wrong.
Yeah, so I said, I can't imagine you being that full of energy just eating fruit constantly. I can't imagine what it's like. So she said, honestly, it's too much sometimes. So I was like, oh, right, okay. I said, well, it's veganuary, isn't it? So I've tried to eat a little bit more vegetables. But I had a steak last night, so I've ruined it. So and then at that point, I could tell she was like, "You're not the one for me if you're eating animals." I did want to go on to the fact that we are like omnivores and we're supposed to eat a bit of both. Didn't go too deep into the fact that we used to have a really long intestine and then we started eating meat.
Oh,
and then our
that's
brains
more
got
like
big.
second, third date sort of thing, isn't it?
Like, yeah, they just test the water.
So I can literally feel the listeners wanting to know, did you drill her?
No, I didn't do any of that. I left.
But I was thinking the other day, I saw something in the street. You know, the old, like, it's not wrong, but it ain't right.
Okay.
Right? So it's not like illegal.
Yeah.
And I just saw, like, what are your thoughts on a few of these things, right?
Okay.
So, a grown man,
Yeah.
like, in his 30s,
Yeah.
drinking a Yazoo milkshake out in public. Like, what are your thoughts on that? It ain't right, is it?
Yeah.
Like, not just like a Yazoo cap up. But that's not right, is it?
I don't know, right? Because I've been known to have a Yazoo every now and again.
Yeah, but you normally do it at like the worst times, like when we went training.
Like when I went to, and
When you came kickboxing with me.
vomited it all up again.
The bloke was wrestling with you on the floor and you're like, just stop. I'm going to be sick on you. I'm going to be sick on you.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think anyone can do whatever they want, but if that's a grown man drinking it with a straw in public, we've crossed the line. Or if he's gulping it like this.
Or gulping, but then he's got a fag lit and he's having a milkshake and a fag.
Yeah.
That's not right,
Or
is
if he
it?
takes it to spoons with him. Like if he goes to a Weatherspoons.
Puts it in his pocket.
Puts it on the side of the table. He's got his pan and he's got his Yazoo there for
He's got his
afters.
pack of cigs, he's got his pint, and he's got
Yeah.
Yazoo in his coat pocket.
He's gone for a full English and he's going to have his Yazoo as a dessert. Like, that's not right.
Halfway through it, he's got a mouthful of beans and egg, and he's just quickly sipping the Yazoo down.
He's gone to the person. and he doesn't stop. The whole thing, he just goes... and you can hear it gulping down his throat, the big
Pulls
thick
down,
milkshake.
got a little milk moustache.
Yeah.
And he doesn't wipe
He
it.
doesn't like it until somebody goes, "You've got..." And he goes, "Oh, have I?"
Use his hands.
Yeah. Gets his sleeve. Right.
So other things like eating cake upside down. I literally was at a party, and you know you get a bit of cake for a kid's party.
Yeah.
One of the dads was eating the cake,
Yeah.
but he was eating it the wrong...
Icing down.
Icing down. And I looked at him and I said, you've got that the wrong way, mate. He goes, "It's how I've always had it."
Mate, it's absolutely genius, right? Because,
Not right.
no, I've just thought about it. That guy's an absolute... Right.
Mate, he was wearing Wellington boots inside.
Think about it. If you're putting it cake side down and all your taste buds are on your tongue, you're getting the worst part on your tongue. You flip that around, you're getting the best part directly on your tongue. The guy's a genius.
Yeah, but come on, mate. It's still a bit odd, isn't it? It's not right.
No, we've been doing it wrong the whole time.
So you're telling me I've got to now apologise to him for the actions I took?
I think from now on, I'm going to eat it like
I punched him right in the mouth. You're eating it wrong!
You're an abomination!
Or like, for example, when I used to work on site,
Yeah.
there was a bloke who'd bring a pot noodle in
Yeah.
and a bowl.
Yeah.
And he'd put the water in the kettle. And then
Right.
once it was all soaked in,
Yeah.
stick it in a bowl. That ain't right, is it? It's called a pot noodle.
You do what, sorry?
So we'd have the pot noodle,
Yeah.
pour the water in, let it all get how it's meant to go,
Yeah.
and then stir it, and then empty the contents into a bowl, then have it out the bowl.
That's odd.
That's weird, isn't it?
It's like when I went round to my mates once and
Punched him as well.
We'd got a doner kebab,
Yeah.
and I, not thinking about it, because it was like, you know, when they're really full, like overly full, and there's no way you're going to be able to pick it up or out. Some reason, I don't know why, but I went and got a fork to like grab to get all the stuff out until it, like, eat that with a fork until it was enough to eat it.
Yeah.
And everyone just went mad about it. And they were like, "Not in this house, I'm afraid. They're eating a kebab with a knife and fork. Not in this house."
I do that. I have a fork.
Yeah, but this was in all. So
Oh, right. So
yeah.
you should have been eating off the pavement.
Yeah, they were like, "Not in this house,
Get me a straw!
you posh cunt." I've ruined it again. Right. So they,
Don't even bleep that out. Be you. If Google don't want us,
Yeah.
they do really. But like, I know, like Caleb, like I nearly grounded him for this.
Mm.
So, like, you know, Kit Kat, like the 4-fingered Kit Kat,
Yeah.
the old school one.
Yeah.
He unwrapped it.
Yeah.
And he just bit it.
Oh.
You break it off, don't you?
That makes me uncomfortable.
I was like, what are you doing? He's like,
Mm.
I'm a Kit Kat. I was like,
Yeah.
no, you got to break the fingers off. No, you don't. And I was like, mate, that's not right.
That's like eating an orange as if it was an apple. You know, instead of segmentizing it. I've just made a word up.
What, with an apple?
No, you know, like an orange. You know, you break it into segments. That's just like eating it like that, isn't it?
That's not right, is it?
No.
People who do that should just be like shot.
Yeah.
But there were just a couple of things I thought were a bit weird, mate. And I just thought, you of all people, being quite weird yourself, you would obviously...
Do you know the Germans?
Not all of them.
But the Germans as a collective...
Like a pronoun for the
group
Germans.
Of people, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to tar them all with the same brush. But they eat, I can't remember what the name of it is, but I've seen them out and about when I've been to Germany. They eat open sandwiches.
They're all over there.
Yeah. They eat open sandwiches. So...
What? So like take it apart and eat it like that?
No, well, yeah, sort of. Sandwiches, before, this is how you used to eat a sandwich, and the Germans have just not changed.
Shock.
You just had a slice of bread, and then you put all your toppings on the bread, but you wouldn't put the extra bit on. And then one day, can't remember his name, but some guy had this, like, sandwich on I might be completely making this up, but I'm sure I've heard it somewhere. And he had a bit of bread, and it just fell on top of onto the open sandwich, and he was like, yeah, I can now eat it with my hands or whatever, you know, like...
I thought you said German, not Wales.
You can now... It's a sandwich in my mouth, right?
Why do you sound like Goldmember?
Because there's loads of different parts of Germany, and there's different Germans.
Different accents, isn't there?
Because you can get what I call... I know this is no offence to Germans, and I don't know if this
Sounds
is
it.
racist or not.
No, it's not.
I don't know if this is xenophobic, but it's what I call, like, the sausagey Germans, right? You know, the ones that are like more towards Switzerland, like the ones where you think of sausages and breakfast.
Yeah.
Where they're a little bit like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
When
know
I
what
say
you
the
mean.
sausagey Germans,
Yeah,
you know the
sausage, yeah.
I like the sausage. Like they get really high pitched and like you get like the
Nine.
Yeah, exactly. yeah, Achtung. Right, they're really sort of like aggressive. So you get one or two things that we put the things in the like they're really
the sausage Germans or like the cutthroat Germans.
Yeah. Well, I think these were like the Bradfords.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Of course they were.
so-
Of course. But that's I wouldn't be doing that. I like a sandwich. If you're gonna have your ideal sandwich, right? You got let me paint the picture. Right?
Okay.
Obviously in your world, because you don't have autumn all the time.
Yeah.
You've dropped autumn off.
Yeah.
Right? The fridge is full.
Yeah.
And you get home and it's like Saturday afternoon. In between lunch, you've not had any lunch because you've been dropping autumn home. You get in, you've got bread and fillings in the fridge. What sandwich you having?
Well,
and I know this won't be just a normal sandwich.
no, there's different sandwiches for different occasions, right? I think it's
just-
pretty normal, to be fair. But I do like now. I do like a wrap more than anything. But if we are going sandwiches,
Well, that was the name of the game.
I'm looking for a crusty, probably tiger
Bloomer.
bread loaf. Yeah. If not, you get this thing called cornbread in Asda.
Yeah, seen it.
Unreal.
What, you shop in Asda?
Yeah.
Are you driving Mercedes?
Asda price. You get I get some bacon.
Yeah.
I fry it off. Now this isn't. I'm talking as if this is a unique sandwich I
already,
made.
You fry bacon, you put it in the grill, mate.
Oh, well, yeah, you can stick it under the grill. All I care about is that it's slightly pink, not like hard crispy. It's slightly pink with the fat. It's gone like crispy and everything else. That middle ground, right? I'm putting 2 layers of that on a bed of lettuce. Now on that bed of lettuce, I've already pasted that in mayonnaise, and then I've got some tomato, and I've put that tomato on, right? That's a beautiful bacon, lettuce, and tomato on some soft bread. Now, if I'm hungover or just getting in a bit drunk, we're talking something completely different now.
Big boy.
No, it's the perfect sandwich for when you've had a drink. Is, again, nice bread, a bit of cheese and chive Philadelphia, spread on thick, really thick spread on.
2 inches thick.
Yeah, I'm talking like,
Whole tub.
Yeah, it's like if it was a snowstorm, there'd be a yellow weather one on it.
Yeah.
and then we layering that with Walkers, and it has to be Walkers cheese and onion crisps. It sounds simple, but the combo of flavours with that soft bread, Warburton's bread actually, really soft, chewy, like
white as you like,
full of sugar bread.
Yeah,
that is an unreal sandwich. If you want to add a bit of Lee and Perrin sauce to it, you can do.
Mate, if I'm hungover,
yeah,
right, and the diet's gone out the window, I will have Warburton's bread like that, and I lightly toast it, and I butter it,
yeah,
and then I cover it in pate with like I'm talking like that thick
liver pate.
I don't care.
Okay,
just the cheap shit pate.
Duck pate.
No, it might be any pate.
Okay,
but you know the little cheap things about 90p in Asda.
Yeah.
Cover the whole tub of it in that, and then I get 6 to 8 sour cream and chive Pringles on top. Crunch it down, and I tell you what, it's a game changer. Or if I'm just looking to get a good sandwich under my belt, have the waste and stacker. Bread, 2 eggs, 4 bits of bacon, another egg on top. But let's not talk about sandwiches. We're not here to talk about sandwiches. It ain't Ready, Steady, Cock, is it? I want to talk to you about where we watched the same thing over the last couple of weeks. And what we've been doing with our reviews is I've been listening back, and a couple of mine have been edited out quite harshly of you. But you did a decent thing last week as you got rid of most of your review because, by God, did it go on.
Yeah.
But today, we're going to review the same thing.
By the way, those reviews, they're locked away.
For a rainy day.
They're locked away, not just for a rainy day, they're locked away. And eventually, when we set up our little membership of Lads to Dads, they'll be available.
Because some of them are a bit harsh. We're harsh critics, aren't they? And sometimes they can't make the cut because of, we don't want to get sued.
But we do want to people who listen and actually care about what we say, which is a manner.
All three of you, thanks.
Minority. If you do ever want to listen to those ridiculous reviews.
It's like, like you see like Ali Plum on the new Radio 1, and he's got all these nice reviews. Like, we're not that, are we?
Nah.
It's a bit out there.
Yeah.
But today, this week, we're both reviewing Afterlife, Season 3, Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
First things first, and I've said that twice today, what are your thoughts on it?
When it first started, the first few episodes, I thought...
Because there's only 6 episodes, isn't there?
And I thought, I think he's sort of like...
Overcooked it.
It reached the end of the road at Season 2, and this is maybe just flogging a dead horse, and maybe it's not as funny. There's little bits where, can I carry this on? And as it went on, I think it got better and better and funnier and funnier. And some of the stuff they're talking about, again, I just love the fact that they talk about it. Literally,
you hit the nail on the head. The first couple of episodes, I was like, it ain't as funny as the last ones.
No.
But then it started to kick into gear, like episode 4.
Yeah.
On the other side of it, though, watching it with the missus, the final episode, she was in absolute floods of tears, like crying her eyes out. Like turned, like not like, oh, it's so. Oh. She was like fucking bawling, not bawling as like
yeah,
but like she was like, turn around, she's got a chain on, do rag,
looking for drive-bys out the window.
But that's it. But she was in floods, and it is an emotional thing. The whole storyline's emotional, but it is. I think more than anything, the comedy in it is the thing it puts it together.
Yeah, the ending. I don't want to obviously give anything away, but it left me a bit frustrated because it's quite. I think it's called ambiguous. It's quite ambiguous. It's quite.
You're going to have to tell me what that means.
It leaves things open a little bit,
like reptiles and ambiguous.
Yes, and it just leaves you feeling a little bit like, what's gone on here? Like, what's happened? Am I sad? Am I not sad? Am I? And there are parts where you're a little bit like, yeah, I think he has moved on now, but not moved on in the way that you wanted him to move on. And has something happened? Again, don't want to give anything away for the ending.
Did you want? Well, what did you want from it? Did you want him to die? Is that what you're saying? You wanted him dead? Well, have I just ruined the ending there? He don't die, everyone. All right, it's a good show. Does he die?
Well, this is the thing. You'll have to watch it to
Well, we
to
have
know
watched
what
it.
happened. No, the people who are listening.
No. Sorry, mate. I just thought it was me and you in this studio chatting. Which brings us, Matt, right? Because obviously, you know, we do a little bit on the reviews. Brings us to the scoring.
Yes.
So we've both watched the same thing. We're both going to give it a score. And I want to see, you know, obviously 5 is high as we go. What are you giving it out of 5 stars?
Right. I still stand. It's an amazing series, amazing program, but I still stand by the fact that I don't think it is quite as good as the other two,
No.
especially not the first one.
First one's class.
Yeah. And I do think that I don't know. It's just the ending sort of left me a little bit sort of. I don't know where it hadn't closed it enough for me, so I'm gonna give it a 4.2.
Mate, that's weird you should say that because I'm going to give it a 4.22.
Yeah, a 4.22.
No, 4.2. Breathe. 2.
So 4.2 as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I had to say. That's all I had to say.
Okay. Yeah.
But obviously, you know, hotly recommend it. It's a good program to watch. Ricky Gervais never disappoints.
Yeah.
But we've been talking recently behind the scenes about disciplining our children. Or disciplining kids in general, not just our own, because as a father, we have to discipline other children in the street and stuff.
Yeah.
So what's your take on disciplining children? Like, let's say Autumn, you know, you've told her it's bedtime. She's stamping her foot, saying no. She started shouting, screaming, hollering. What's the Matt Wilson way around it?
First of all, I love the way that you've used the word hollering. That's there's nothing wrong with it, but
I ain't no holler back girl.
Yeah, I just thought it was really nice.
That's what you should say.
Gwen Stefani of you. So it was
that's what you should say when she starts hollering
and whooping
and
and hollering.
Because we can't fucking swear.
Yeah, no. Well, this. I think what reminded me was this. There was the guy when I was getting my haircut. He was sort of talking about it all and was saying, "Oh yeah, when we were younger."
He's Welsh as well, then.
Yeah. When we were younger.
When I was younger.
When we were younger. It's yeah.
You just can't do it, can you?
You know what?
Not in any accent.
The one accent I really can't do is Welsh. Oh. Hello there. I am Welsh.
Right. No, you're right. You can't.
I'm from,
just think Bryn.
I'm from Wales.
Just think Bryn. Well, yeah.
Bryn. I'm from Wales. My name's Bryn and I'm from Wales.
There you go. You nailed it.
Am I getting it?
Yeah. All right. Quick one. Try Irish. Of course you can do Irish. Don't mention Irish around Matt. In a blue light.
I don't know if I can do the. Oh no, it's gone.
You got Scottish.
It's gone. Where's it? It's because of the pressure on me. Actually, wait there. To be sure. Once I got it, and then I just need to. You see, it's gone now. Gone again.
You've got a snippet
really
of it.
Need to,
practice tonight in the mirror.
To be. You have to get real stereotypical, like. To be sure. You saw the leprechaun go down the road, and then it goes again for me. Really have to practice at that one.
Give it over the weekend. Give it a little bit of practice, and then we'll relive it next week.
Okay, grand. There was a guy in the barbers, and he was sat next to me and he was saying, "Oh, when we were kids, we'd have got a smack around the face," which I thought was a bit much, like the face. But it was and I was just sort of thinking. When we were kids, like, me and my stepbrother used to fight all the time. We'd just be fighting, like actual fist fighting, not just arguing. And if we ever got caught, like, my stepdad would come in, and a lot of the time he'd, like, make me hold out our hands and smack our hands. Or, like, if we did something wrong, every now and again he'd, like, smack us around the back of the head and things like that. And looking back on it, I don't think I'd ever do that to Autumn. I just couldn't do it. One, because, like, I don't know, it's like people say don't hit a woman, but people are real happy to hit children, and then not just children, but their own children.
When you say like, real happy to hit children.
Yeah, like something
yes!
Well, they do, like,
here we go!
Back in the day, not so much nowadays, but back in the day, people were like, yeah, I can give him a good clip. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, they'd get, like, buzzing for it. Like, some dads would come home, not like...
Where is he?
Yeah, like not maybe not our generation, but the generation after, like before our generation, and they'd whip off a belt and start like literally giving lashes, wouldn't they, to their kids, which is mental. And then now in our generation, it was a bit like a smack or whatever it was, and then now our generation have looked at it and gone, nah, not really. And what I thought about was, it didn't stop us being naughty. It just stopped us being naughty in front of the person who'd give us a smack. So, like, we'd still end up fighting.
Yeah.
We'd still end up hitting each other, but we'd make sure we didn't get caught.
That's
like,
it.
it didn't. I don't think it prevents you ever from doing the bad stuff. If you're gonna do bad stuff, you'll do it anyway, but you'll just try and hide it.
Yeah.
More.
Well, fighting with your brother, obviously, yeah, fist fighting and stuff, but it's part of growing up, innit? That sort of stuff. But like, I've not hit like any. Obviously, I used to get clip around in here and all that,
Yeah.
and I've not been able to bring myself to do that to the boys, and they've been outrageous sometimes. But
Yeah.
what I do is, sorry, did I just say do like an absolute flump? What I do tend to do is like, I'll go right, that's it, and I'll grab the one that's being naughty by the hand, and I'll march him to the naughty step while he's in floods of tears, because he's already crying, already knows he's done wrong. You don't need me to fucking powerbomb him off the floor.
Yeah.
Or kick him around the room.
Suplex.
Do keepy ups.
Yeah.
Throw him through a window.
Yeah.
Smash him in the fridge. DDT. DP.
Yeah.
You know,
People's elbow just because he's like.
Yeah, like WrestleMania.
Yeah.
How long are you going to do this for?
Could go on
Like,
forever, couldn't it?
Swanton
Stone
bottom.
Cold Stunner. Like
Rock bottom in the living room. Socky. Put the sock in your mouth. I don't think it's called socky.
I don't know what
Sucky.
Like I don't know any of the stuff, but yeah, I know what you're saying, and like I put up a video the other day on our reels, and it really made sense. Is that it was like when kids, like especially that age, and they're losing their doo-doo, they don't know what to. They don't really know what's going on. Their brains disconnect because they're not really, like, it's not developed enough to understand what's going on.
No.
And then you start shouting and screaming at them, saying, why are you not doing as I'm telling you? Why are you shouting, blah, blah, blah? And it puts them in even more of a fearful situation. All they learn to do is be anxious and anxious of you. And in fact, what they do need, and I know it sounds soft, but they just need a cuddle, like comfort, and say it's okay, and a little bit of explaining of what needs to happen.
Hard, though, innit? Because, like, you can give them a cuddle and a hug.
Yeah.
And, like, they could interpret that as like, oh,
I have done
not,
well.
I'm not going to get in trouble. Or,
Yeah. I don't think, I think if they've been naughty, not if they're throwing
they've
tantrums.
like, you know, like they've, I don't know, like killed your pet rabbit. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, how dare, and then cuddle them.
Well, that's it, exactly.
Because then they'll just go off like Dexter and start murdering people.
Yeah, just serial killers. But it's, no, I mean if they're throwing a tantrum, but if they've done something naughty, I think then it is a little bit different. Like you have to, I personally think, when Autumn does something naughty, I do like the countdown.
So you can't stop saying doo-doo now.
I know. I do the countdown where I do like right. If you're not, if you don't do this on 3, there'll be serious consequences or whatever. And I'll be like 1, 2, and she's like, all right, and like does it. Or if she's done something quite naughty, I just explain it to her at this age anyway. I maybe just like you said, be like, oh, why have you done that? And then and then sort of explain why it's naughty, why she shouldn't do it. What is, because I think a lot of the time they don't know that they're doing wrong as well. Like they're just learning new things.
So I remember being young, like my old man would like come in and go mental, and like he'd hold a grudge for like a week.
Yeah.
Like I've now like know that it's say if like Ronnie's on the naughty, because it's always Ronnie. If he's on the naughty step, I leave him there. And I've said my thing. I was like, Daddy's not very happy. How like that's out of order. And then you stay here, and then I leave.
Yeah.
But then within 30 seconds to a minute, I'm back because I can hear him crying.
Yeah.
You don't need to sit in a pity. You're crying, and I go, right, come here. You do not do that again. Go say sorry, because it's normally go say sorry to Theo because he's like tried to break his jaw.
Yeah.
And it's like, stamp at his face. Or what I saw the other night was, what I was telling you.
Yeah.
In the shower, which was, no, you don't do that to your brother.
No more sharing showers.
No, separate showers now.
Yeah.
But like, so like, then I make him go and say sorry, and then have a little cuddle, and then I like forget about it.
Yeah.
Whereas like growing up, like, my old man would hold grudges for weeks.
And
I remember 6 months didn't talk to me.
Yeah.
I was 3.
And I really just don't think, like, I don't know if it's the same for you, but it didn't change me as a person to know what was right from wrong. I knew what was right and wrong. Like I was getting told off because I knew I'd done something that I shouldn't do. So I already knew that I shouldn't do it.
When you're a kid, though, like you're learning, aren't you? Pushing the boundaries. Like Ronnie doesn't know not to stamp on Theo's head, does he?
No,
that's the other thing. Like I worry, like when they're in the bath, like, and I'm like putting washing away or something, because I'm domesticated. Like, and then how's Ronnie know not to hold Theo's face underwater?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and then I get that thought in my head, and I'm like, right, I've got to go stand there. And they're just playing, and then I'll come off, and then I'll be like, well, how does Theo not to, like, you know, like stab Ronnie with the toothbrush in his eye or something? And I start, like, get all paranoid. But, like, what was that Jordan Peterson said? Like, the best way kids learn is, like, doing dangerous things carefully.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a good phrase for kids, like, for parents knowing their kids. Like, as long as it's careful.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find a way, like, you can't interfere with it.
Well, they've tried. I think it's in Germany or wherever it is. I don't know. They might be doing it in the UK. But
9! Sorry.
They've started getting rid of, like in this country and in a few others in Europe. They started making, like climbing frames and all that stuff in parks.
Yeah.
It's all part of like a plan. I didn't realise this. But it's about taking risks carefully, and they started building them so that kids could take risks carefully. But they started eliminating the risks. Health and safety came in,
Shock.
and started like really eliminating all the risks, taking away like stuff, making everything bouncy, taking away high heights, doing all these other things, and they've sort of, it was an experiment, and actually it's better for kids to be in dangerous environments than it isn't the others. And now in Germany and other countries, and they're starting in this country, they're starting to make climbing frames and all these other things purposely a little bit more dangerous, like careful dangerous.
Like like Grease the monkey bars.
Yeah.
Like
just,
Home Alone.
Yeah, just like fire pitch, just below the like lava every
like Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, but no, they've sort of started to rebuild them so that they've taken away all these like ridiculous restrictions in to allow kids to start taking risks again. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, you're right. You need to allow them to take that risk. But I think at the same time, when it comes to shouting and telling my kids off, anyway, I think I'm just gonna try. I know it's not easy to not lose your rag all the time.
Depends on like the severity of it, doesn't it? Like, I've had it once where I have proper bellowed at the boys.
Yeah,
as well at Theo.
They need a short, sharp shock. I think
because Ronnie was like little.
Yeah,
and Theo was like stamping on his stomach.
Yeah,
and I didn't know this until I poked my head round the corner and I saw him do it, and I was like, and I went, no, like a proper shout. And I don't really like to shout at the boys because I do make like a short, sharp, oi, like that.
Yeah,
but I don't like normally shout. But that's the first time I've shouted. Or Ronnie like. Ronnie picked up. It's my fault as well because I was cutting up some watermelon in the kitchen and I left the knife there.
Yeah,
and Ronnie's there. And I've gone to answer the door, and I've come back, and Ronnie's in the garden with the kitchen knife, the big kitchen knife, running around. And I was like, Theo's out there, and I was like, all it would have took was like Ronnie not to know. Yeah, and I was like, nah, like proper shouted and like, but like hopefully he knows not to go run around with knives. But I shouldn't have really left it there.
You do these things. I think we're only human. Like I was in the kitchen the other day, and Autumn's got really hyper now. She's always like, she never stops moving. Her legs don't stop moving. Her body doesn't stop moving.
Just bounces
constantly. And she wanted to do this thing in the kitchen with me. I was making the mash, and I was doing all these other stuff for her. And I said, don't go anywhere near that cooker because it's all like metal. You've seen my cooker.
What were you saying you were making?
Like mash and that.
Oh, mash.
Yeah, and she likes mash now.
The monster mash.
The monster mash. So she I was doing all that. It was getting real hot, and I was like, don't go anywhere near that. So she got her stool and put it in like the middle of the kitchen floor and just stood on it like a stage. And I was like, right, okay. And I had a knife in my hand, one of the small sharp ones. You chopped and it's a brand new one. It was really sharp. And I sort of had it in my hand when I was walking around, and she's like, can't stay still on this stool. And then she sort of fell off a tiny little bit and nearly put her hand on the thing. She went, that was good, wasn't it? That I didn't like touch the stove. And I was like, yeah. And then as I turned around, I've got this knife in my hand, and I've turned, and she's walking that way. And just for a second, it was like pointing at her. And in your head, you think, God, if she'd have just ran that way just slightly more, and I had this, that could have been
one of my biggest fears, like doing something accidentally to my own, one of my little ones, like the older one, I do whatever you want to him. He's 13 now, but like It's like my old man was telling me the other day because he works for me. I said, "Oh yeah, Theo likes to stand up on the sofa, not the sofa, on the chair while I'm cooking, and the other side of the hob."
Yeah.
And I was cooking I can't remember what it was. I think I was doing some eggs or something in the pan, and it was spitting a little bit. And my old man was like, "Well, if he won't get down," I said, "Yeah, I tell him to get down and just spitting." And all. He's like, "Well, he'll get burnt and then he won't do it again." And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm trying to stop him getting burnt in the first place, Dad." He's like, "No, you got burnt plenty of times. We used to burn you for fun."
Yeah.
I was like, "Nice one, Dad." So it's mad how from back in the day how it is now.
Yeah.
So hopefully the next generation of people aren't as
I know it sounds tricky, but they do. I know you don't. Obviously, you don't want it where people are like, "Oh yeah, this is why my arm is absolutely full of skin grafts because a boiling hot pan fell on me." But you do at least want them to understand that, if you touch fire, you're gonna get burnt, or they have to learn, don't they?
That's it. So what we're saying is, throw the kids in the fire,
and they'll never want to go there again.
Pull them out, let it all cool down. Bit of contrast bathing from the fire into the freezer. Show them shock them at both ends, I say.
Job's a good one.
Well, that's it. Matt, I want to say thank you very much for spending a bit of time with me today, in the studio, because we've spent a lot of time together today.
Thank you for spending time with me as well,
And
Ben.
just want to say, it's another episode in the bag. Guys, like and subscribe, share. Episodes coming out weekly. On to the next one, Matt. I've been Ben.
And I've been Matt Mercury.
Take care, guys.